we've talked a lot about plants that were useful for kind of internal, digestive upsets and headaches and those kinds of things. But there were also needs for medicines that might treat external problems. And one of them would be cuts or bruises or burns or things of that nature. And one of the plants that was used for that is this little plant that was, you would probably call them hens and chicks. That's a very common name for them because they're little succulents, and one plant tends to make these little offset plants, so it's like a hen with a bunch of chicks. Now the hens and chicks plant, if we break a leaf of it open, may make you think, if you're familiar, we have over under the tree over there, we have a huge aloe vera plant. So this might make you think of aloe vera, and the two plants are related. They're both succulents, and they have this kind of mucilaginous juice on the inside of them, which has healing properties. So this plant, just like the aloe, has healing properties to it. So if you had a cut or a burn and you had the fresh plant, you could simply put the juice of the plant onto the skin to heal. But people also made salves and ointments out of this plant so that they'd be able to have it on hand when they needed it, even in the wintertime. If it wasn't, although the great thing about this plant, as opposed to the aloe, is that this plant will live through the winter in New England and aloe will not. So this would give you the healing properties you needed right at hand. And it was often used in combination with the common lawnweed plantain. We have the broadleaf kind, this big elliptical leaf, and it will send up a kind of a straight, stiff little seed head, stands right up. It's a rosette of leaves in your lawn. People pull them out all the time. That's the common plantain. And it was actually brought from Europe because of its usefulness as a wound remedy. And frequently, Mrs. Child and others describe combining it with house leek to get the, sometimes the reason people would combine herbs is because you might be treating several symptoms at once. So it's like Vicks Formula 44, you might need some sage to treat your headache and your sore throat, and you might need some chamomile to help you sleep, and some mint to ease your stomach, and you could combine them. But sometimes herbs were combined if they had the same function in order to strengthen the medicine, because you'd have several plants contributing to the same healing property. So the plantain, there's a broadleaf form and there's also a lanceleaf plantain, a skinny one, both of them. The skinny one's growing, you can see the seed heads of it right here. In fact, we can walk around this way and get a closer look. Go around the other side instead. So right here, this plant with these kind of club-like seed heads on the top, that's the narrow leaf plantain with the skinny leaves. And then down here, here is the common plantain that you may pull out of your lawns.
There were huge plantain plants right in where you were driving over. They were huge.
Yeah, they can get really huge if you fertilize your lawn, or if it's growing in a rich place, it will make a really large plant.
So what would you use? Just the leaves?
Right, the leaves. So to make a salve out of them, what you want to do is take the leaves of the house leek, the little succulent, and the plantain, chop them up, and then melt some lard or any other fat, and simmer the plant leaves in the fat. Lard is the most commonly available fat. The lard is something you have in quantity in your house. And you could simmer the plant parts in that until they were crisped. And then you would simply pour that melted lard through a cloth to strain out the plant parts. And then the lard would now have the virtues of the herbs in it. And you could keep that on hand to use for a burn or any kind of a first aid cream.